You know, for as long as we've looked up at the stars, we've always wondered, are we the only ones? Well, today we're going to look at the very real, very scientific quest to finally answer that question.
It's a question that has inspired storytellers and philosophers for, well, forever. But here's the thing, it's not just science fiction anymore. This is a real, tangible problem that scientists are trying to solve.
And that's really the story we're diving into today, the official scientific hunt for our cosmic neighbors. We're talking about a field based on hard data, not just belief.
The field is called SETI. And let's get one thing straight right off the bat. This has nothing to do with UFOs. Nope. This is a serious scientific discipline, grounded in rigorous methods and verifiable data, and it uses some of the most powerful tools humanity has ever built.
You know, the idea of listening for alien signals isn't some new thing. Actually, the search began almost as soon as we invented radio and started looking at the heavens in a whole new way.
Picture this, it's 1899, and Nikola Tesla thinks he's picked up a message from Mars. Now, he was probably mistaken. He was likely picking up radio noise from Jupiter's magnetic field, or maybe even other experiments here on Earth. But his core idea? It was absolutely revolutionary. It sparked a whole century of looking to the stars, not just for light, but for signals.
So you can see the journey here, right? From the humble beginnings of Project Ozma, listening to just 2 stars, to these really tantalizing mysteries like the wow signal. I mean, this was a signal so perfect it still gives astronomers chills. And even after government funding was cut, private efforts kept the dream alive, which is what led to the incredibly sophisticated search we see today.
So, what does a modern alien hunting toolkit actually look like? Well, it's gotten way more sophisticated than just pointing a giant dish at the sky and, hoping for the best.
Okay, so this is classic SETI. We're searching for artificial radio waves, the kind our own civilization leaks into space every day from TV and radar. Scientists focus on something called the water hole. It's a really quiet part of the radio spectrum where natural cosmic noise is low, which makes it, theoretically, the perfect frequency for an interstellar chat.
But what if an advanced civilization isn't using radio? A newer approach, called optical SETI, looks for focused beams of light, these really intense, super brief laser pulses. You can think of it like an interstellar message in a bottle, aimed with just incredible precision.
And this brings up a really fascinating strategic question. Do you shout in all directions with a powerful radio broadcast, kind of hoping someone just happens to hear? Or do you whisper directly to a specific target with a laser, saving energy but needing perfect aim? Right now, we're actually searching for both.
Okay, and this is the newest frontier, and it's truly mind-blowing. We're now searching not just for messages, but for techno-signatures, the actual physical fingerprints of a civilization. I'm talking things like industrial pollution in an exoplanet's atmosphere, the artificial glow of alien cities, or even colossal megastructures built to harness a star's energy. Just wild.
This number right here? This really tells you everything you need to know about the scale of the modern search. With initiatives like Breakthrough Listen, which is backed by some serious funding, scientists are using the world's most powerful telescopes to scan millions of stars across billions of radio channels. This is definitely not a fringe hobby anymore. It's a monumental scientific endeavor.
But here's the thing. With all this searching across all these years, we found something pretty profound. Absolutely nothing. Just an eerie, cosmic silence. And this silence, it leads to one of the biggest paradoxes in all of science. The physicist Enrico Fermi famously asked this simple but incredibly powerful question over lunch way back in the 1950s. And decades later, it still hangs over this entire field. Where is everybody?
So here's the deal. The universe is vast, it's ancient, and it's filled with potentially habitable planets. Statistically, it should be teeming with life, and you'd think at least some of it would be advanced enough for us to notice. And yet, we hear nothing. Crickets. That's the great silence.
The explanations people have come up with range from the really humbling to the downright terrifying. Maybe intelligent life like us is just incredibly rare. Maybe advanced civilizations always end up destroying themselves. Or maybe they're out there and they're deliberately hiding from us. It's even possible we just don't know how to listen properly yet. Every single one of these answers fundamentally changes how we see our place in the cosmos.
You know, this silence, it forces us to ask a critical question. And it's not just about potential aliens, it's about us. What's our future role going to be in this silent cosmos?
So far, our approach has been passive.
We've basically just been eavesdropping, listening. But a growing number of scientists are saying, hey, if we truly want to reply, maybe it's time to start shouting ourselves. This proactive approach is called active SETI, or METI, and it has sparked a fierce debate.
On one side of that debate, you have brilliant minds like the late Stephen Hawking, who issued a pretty stark warning. He argued that broadcasting our location could be incredibly dangerous. I mean, if you look at our own history, when a more advanced civilization encounters a less advanced one, it rarely ends well for the little guy.
But then, on the other side, SETI pioneers like Jill Tarter have a much more optimistic view. They argue that any civilization advanced enough to get our message would also have to be old enough to have overcome its own self-destructive tendencies. And by that logic, they'd probably be peaceful and cooperative.
So what do we do? It's a question with no easy answer, and it might just be one of the most important decisions our species ever makes. It forces us to think about not just who might be out there, but who we are, and what kind of galactic citizens we really want to be. For now, the search and the silence continues.